Hello and welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal, Algérie to the headlines. Algeria decides to use the seawater desalination solution to supply the population with drinking water, and stations are planned in different provinces. The signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Algerian Constitutional Court and its Indonesian counterpart during the participation of the President of the Constitutional Court in the work of the International Conference of Court Chiefs in Jakarta. In Morocco, in the face of the king's illness, negotiations have begun to designate his successor between his brother and his son. An activity opted by many people for this summer, which is reading and keeps attracting people from all ages. More details in this bulletin. Welcome back. First in our news, Algeria has decided to use the seawater desalination solution to supply the population with drinking water. 6 other stations are planned in 6 different provinces. Among these provinces, Chlef, the station of Tunis, entered into service in 2015, and another station will be realized in El Marsa City. Report by Karim Al-Mshad, commentary by Rania Al-Bahri.
Covering an area of 6 hectares, Tunis Seawater Desalination Station has been equipped with the latest technologies. A station that provides drinking water supply to the inhabitants of Chlef province, with a production capacity of 200,000 cubic meters per day. The Tunis desalination plant returned to service in June 2015 with a production capacity of 72 million cubic meters per year. Since its commissioning, we have recorded a production of 500,000 million cubic meters. The station has 80 employees who use the technique of reverse osmosis to recover 60% of the used energy. A station managed by Algerian engineers who ensure to provide consumers with quality water that meets international standards. We take care of adding calcium hydroxide as well as chlorine and carbon monoxide to obtain drinking water in order to have drinking water that meets international standards. The works of another seawater desalination station will be launched, a project which coincides within the framework of the complementary program of the President of the Republic. After several soil studies, we choose this land located in Al Marsa municipality. There are 6 stations that we plan to build, located in Tlemcen, Mostaganem, Chlef, Tizi Ouzou, Skikda and Jijel provinces. The works will be launched in 2024. El Marsa station will also supply in Difla Amdiya municipalities. The strategic project will therefore make it possible to meet the drinking water needs of the region's inhabitants and the neighboring provinces.
The President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, has been taking part since Wednesday in Jakarta in the work of the International Conference of Presidents of Constitutional Courts, organized on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the Indonesian Constitutional Court under the theme Strengthening Democracy Through Constitutional Courts. On the sidelines of this conference, the President of the Constitutional Court signed a memorandum of understanding between the Algerian Constitutional Court and its Indonesian counterpart, with the aim of providing a framework for cooperation and exchange of experiences in the field of constitutional law and constitutional justice. Prime Minister Ayman bin Abdurrahman, accompanied by a ministerial delegation, will pay a working and inspection visit to the provinces of Guelma, Annaba and Taraf. During this visit, the Prime Minister will conduct an inspection visit to several projects related to base facilities and vital projects in public works, energy and industry sectors. The commander of the Naval Forces, Major General Mahfoud bin Meddah, inspected a naval detachment made up of the training ship As-Soumam and the sail training ship El Mellah. at the northern quay of the Admiralty in Algiers after they had completed the summer 2023 training campaign from July 7th to August 10th. This training campaign was an important stage in the training of cadets in their first and second years of basic training at the Tamanfust Maritime Academy, which enabled them to enhance their theoretical knowledge and assess their ability to adapt sailing conditions, as well as their mastery of the different types of weapons and equipment on board. Following the irresponsible and unprofessional program broadcast on Thursday midnight on the Salam TV channel, containing scenes contrary to the precepts of Islam and the mores of the Algerian society, the Audiovisual Regulatory Authority had decided to temporarily suspend all programs on this channel, with the effect from the date of publication of this press release, pending a definite ruling on the matter. In international news, it is a fierce war of succession that is happening in Morocco in the face of the king's illness. Negotiations have begun to designate his successor between his brother, who would be supported by the secret services, and his son, which would be supported by the Royal Armed Forces. More details with Rania Al-Bahri.
Since the illness of Mohammed VI and his inability to rule Morocco, the last fierce war of succession will be afflicted, and the delegation of military forces shifted by Mohammed VI to his son Prince Hassan III, who will be king with the support of the Royal Armed Forces. It is a decision according to which Mohammed VI cut off the way for his brother Moulay Rashid, with the support of the secret services led by Al-Hammouch al-Mansouri, who seized state institutions, which intensified the succession war that plunged the country into uncertainty. The Moroccans are worried to see their country increasingly in the hands of the Zionist entity and weakened by threats of a severe financial crisis. Mohammed VI will convince his entourage of the Spanish model by heading towards abdication, referring to the fact that Juan Carlos was pushed to abdicate in favor of his son Philippe in 2014. However, it is strongly opposed by some members of the royal family, with the support of many influential figures in Morocco. A situation that increases the fear of Moroccans in the wake of the growing anger among them due to the collapse of purchasing power and the difficulty of the economic, political and social life in the country.
In Niger, there seems to be no way out for the moment. Since the beginning of the crisis, Algeria has called on all parties to calm down and find a peaceful solution. The chair of the African Union Commission, the United Nations and the European Union have expressed their concern at the deteriorating conditions in which Mohamed Bazoum is being held, calling for his immediate and unconditional release. And we wrap up our news edition with an activity that many opted for this summer, which is reading, an activity that keeps attracting people from all ages. Details in this space reserved for reading in Oued Fayet with Miriam Damis and Sabrin Tafriganit.
The long summer days encourages the implementation and the introduction of new hobbies to pass the time with. Today we focused on a timeless and a very known one, which is reading, an activity that found its place within the hearts of young and old people thanks to its incountable benefits. For me, summer vacations are the ideal time to read and develop my skills. I prefer reading amid the holidays because we have so much time to spend, unlike when we are working or studying. Libraries and bookstores offer a variety of interesting books for all ages, from novels to textbooks. These places are indeed an infinite source of knowledge.
Les gens viennent réclamer souvent des romans.
People mostly look for novels, mothers come here to search for textbooks and those that can help them to enrich their culture. The importance of a balanced routine between the virtual and the real world is crucial and must not be downplayed, especially for kids. Reading stimulates their imagination and enhances their ability to concentrate and offers them a valuable opportunity to disconnect from all the unnecessary distractions.
نركز أيضا
Through the organization of cultural events, we try to teach kids to love reading and books, since the virtual world and social networks have had a significant impact on them, and we think it's important to give them healthy alternatives. Reading for some is not just a simple activity, but a way to escape from any undesirable circumstances, and by that, dive into endless imaginary adventures.
That was it for today. Thank you for joining us. Good night.